So email newsletters do work, but not in the way you think. And in this video, I'm going to show how a lot of conventional wisdom about newsletters is actually kind of broken and outdated. So let's go fix that. Now, this is, to me, the most important thing to remember. The email itself is not the point. The goal is not to send an email newsletter. The goal is to create a behavior. You see, most newsletters feel like you're being shouted at through a megaphone made of hyperlinks. But the real job of an email is to spark a micro interaction that brings people one step closer to your product. If your email can't do that, then it doesn't matter how pretty your header image is, you're kind of stuck. For example, you could send an email that integrates a 2-minute tutorial that helps someone complete their first API call, or an email that sends a question that nudges someone to think about a pain point that your product solves. These are not big steps, they're just frictionless nudges that really build momentum gradually. Now, this all sounds great, but do people actually read email newsletters? And especially developers, do they read them? Well, yes, but only if you respect their intelligence. You see, there's a myth floating around that developers don't read emails, and that's complete nonsense. Developers read emails all the time, but what they don't read are shitty marketing and sales emails. Multiple studies show that the vast majority of email users across the world check their inboxes daily, with many doing this multiple times a day. For example, research indicates that 91% of consumers check email on their smartphones, and nearly 3 in 4 smartphone-first consumers check their email more than once a day. Additionally, email marketing is consistently shown to be significantly more effective at acquiring new customers than any social media platform. A McKinsey study cited by Campaign Monitor found that email is 40 times more effective at customer acquisition than Facebook or Twitter. So this is all great, but if your email reads like a content graveyard stuffed with expired blog posts and a 19-item list of links, it's going to get archived faster than a crypto scam. At StageShift, we've tested every conceivable way of sending emails to see what works across multiple different companies. And the result? Well, it's short, high-signal emails that look like they were written by a human being. And bonus points if they're actually helpful. And I mean really actually helpful, like walking someone through how to integrate your API with GitHub Actions in 2 paragraphs. The key here is no fluff. No fluff disguised as value, and definitely no thought leadership unless it includes a working code snippet. And when done well, these emails don't just get read, they really convert. We've seen sequences with 60 to 70% open rates and click-through rates that lead directly to product adoption, free trial signups, and even sales calls getting booked. Now, I know, I'm as surprised as you are, but email really is still the heavyweight champ when it comes to driving real action. You just need to stop treating it like a corporate memo. And the key to doing all of this is building trust at every step of the way. But people do judge a book by its cover. So what should your emails actually look like in their inbox? All right, well, brace yourself, because some of you are really not going to like what I'm about to say. Your emails should be plain text. No theme, no branded header, no buttons that look like a Black Friday sale from 2011. Your newsletter emails should feel like a personal email from a smart, generous friend. Strip out all of that marketing bollocks and just talk to people like you're actually in their inbox already because they trust you, not because you tricked them into something. Every extra design element in your newsletter is a cognitive tax. You want their brain focused on your message, not on why there's 17 different font sizes and 5 social media buttons in there. These simple-looking emails really work, and they get much higher open and click rates. Firstly, because you avoid Gmail and Outlook spam filters, which are triggered by all that nonsense. But more importantly, because it feels real and authentic, and real beats polished every single time. Oh, and by the way, if you're finding this video helpful, do me a favor and go and tickle that little like button and subscribe. It's free, it helps the channel a whole ton, and it means that I don't have to feel like a muppet fake smiling in a thumbnail while holding a giant red arrow to get people to watch my videos. Now, the cynics among you might be thinking, but isn't email just a boring branding tool and a bit dated at that? Well, sure, if you enjoy lighting money on fire, because at the end of the day, email is a conversion tool. Think onboarding sequences. A new user signs up and you guide them to their first success. Not with one monstrous welcome email, but with a short, high-impact email sequence where you break the onboarding process down into super simple steps. You show them how to get through your quick start guide, show them how to get your product installed and up and running. You send them a story about how another user solved a real problem quickly with your product. And through all of these emails, you remind them that they exist in your world and that you've got their back. And this is where email automation can do this brilliantly. But it's important that you always respect your reader. Don't pummel them with marketing. Instead, invite them towards progress. Just look at how Vercel does this. Their emails after you sign up don't just say welcome. They show you how to deploy your first project in seconds and link you directly to templates that match your stack. It's not a broadcast, it's not boring, it's a nudge, and that's the real difference. Now, you might be thinking, all right, Bacon, you say it's not a broadcast, but surely this is just a one-way street. You're just pumping emails out to people, right? No. And this is the best kept secret in email marketing. You see, everyone watching this video wants engagement, but everyone also assumes that automated email is just like TV. It's one-to-many. But here's how you get amazing engagement. You simply ask people to reply to your emails. In every single email, ask a question, invite a thought, check in on them, ask them for guidance or input, and then, and here's the shocker, you actually reply to that email and send them a response. Send them a quick one-line reply, a slightly longer reply, or do what I do in many cases and reply with a Loom video that's personalized to them. How cool is that? No one expects to get a Loom response. Now we're breaking the mold. Now, this does two things. Firstly, and most importantly, it creates a little dopamine hit in your reader. They feel seen, they feel heard. It makes them feel a little bit special. But secondly, it trains email providers such as Gmail and Outlook that your content is legit, which boosts your future email deliverability, so more people then see your emails in the first place. Now, we've seen some of our StageShift customers triple their open rates over 3 months by doing nothing except replying to more emails. No fancy tool, no AI, just really authentic, thoughtful human interaction. Now, if you can do this at scale, and email provides the ability to do that, it can be the single most trust-building, brand-boosting thing that you'll do all year, with a technology that's older than I am. So, this all sounds pretty cool, but is it expensive and time-consuming to get this up and running? Well, no. In fact, it's probably faster than whatever you're doing right now. You see, you don't need a MailChimp masterclass. All you need is a half-decent idea for something your audience would find interesting or valuable, a plain text email template, and a writing style that doesn't sound like a LinkedIn influencer on Red Bull. Just write something useful, send it, see what people click on, and then do more of that. This is essentially the MrBeast approach. Publish, measure, and refine. He doesn't reinvent everything from scratch with his videos. He tweaks one variable at a time based on what worked last time. And it's the same thing here. Just look at your open rates and your click rates. Did subject line A beat subject line B? Great, keep the winner, ditch the loser. Did 80% of your clicks go to a tutorial link and 2% went to your press release? Well, guess which one your next email should lean into? So I recommend that you start out by sending an email every 2 or 3 days inside of a sequence. Not a massive newsletter, just one clear idea with a bunch of value in it, with one link to something else. This email should be something that solves a problem, points to something useful, or invites some kind of conversation. And that's it. And here's the final thing that I'll say here. Email newsletters can be amazing, but they're amazing if you stop treating them like mini magazines and start treating them like mini conversations instead. So forget the templates, forget the themes, focus on value, frequency, and interaction. That's what turns subscribers into fans, fans into users, and then users into customers. So let me know in the comments what you hate most about newsletters, because let's be honest, a lot of them suck. Or better yet, what's one newsletter that you actually look forward to getting regularly? And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's the best way to keep getting videos like this, which I hope are pretty useful. Now, email is a super powerful tool in your toolbox, but I want you to be able to peer into the toolboxes of some of the most famous companies to see how they drive engagement. And if you click on this video next, I walk through how companies like Duolingo, Codecademy, GitHub, Clubhouse, Gmail, Notion, Netflix, Apple, Vercel, Canva, Calendly, Postman, Slack, Stripe, and Docker, how they find and attract people to their products. I think you'll find it really inspiring and super helpful. Go check that out next.